YouTube, is Brian Proctor back again with another video, and this is action pose position number 31. So to date, I think this makes 201 videos that I've shot so far, if I'm not mistaken. If my count's not off, about 200 the 201st video this one will be. So if this is your first time watching and you say, "Oh wow, that guy's pretty good. I wonder does he do this or do that?" The answer is yes. It's probably on my video. It's in my channel somewhere on one of the videos. So go back to the main page, and then you can see all the videos that I've done, because it's whatever you want is probably there already. So anyway, this is the final product of the position that I did today, and there's some really good information in this one. I surprised myself with some of the information that I gave you. So watch the whole thing through, and then you come away with knowing something more than you did before you watch this video. All right, so with that said, let's get into this pose position here. All right, let's get started with this one. First of all, always your top margin, your bottom margin, you try not to come out of that. I'm going to try not to draw too dark, because when time comes to erase this red, it's not erasing. And I would use blue, but the lead is really thin and it breaks a lot. So we're going to do red. So I'm going to do this. I am going to do this quick rough of my drawing first, and then we're going to go from there. And I'll explain how I got this. Hopefully I can remember, because I said I was going to slow down and start explaining more. So let's say with the head here, and the head usually determines your overall size of the body. And I only draw the head not last, or not close to last, is when I do an perspective type shot, so I can gauge how big the body's going to be. So I'm going to go here. We're going to have an arm here and an arm coming out back here. So this is kind of like a jumping, almost a falling or flying type position. You can use it for whatever position you choose. So the chest is going to come here, about right here. We have the mid section here, the tuna can, and the crotch about right here. So if I did a center line, probably be somewhere right around here. And the leg coming down, and maybe another leg coming across. And then I'll put detail into it. And this is how fast it should, your rough sketch should be. If you see it in your head, it should be about like that quick. You shouldn't have to try to worry about the muscle structure yet, as in every little muscle that there is. You just get your basic shape right first, and then you put it down. And once you got it down the way you want it or you like it, then you come back and do the muscles. So since it's twisted, you're going to see more over here than there. And then your tuna can, which is your waist. Again, you're going to see more on this side because he's twisted. And then your hip. Like that. Keeping it round. Always keep it round. A lot of times I'll have stuff and it gets kind of flat around the middle section, the middle portion. And then my leg. This leg is going to be going back in time. And this one's going to come from the front. Like that. Not keeping it too. So your hip is going to be right around here. And the leg is going to be there. And your shoulders are going to go back. And I'll explain that in a second. Doing your triangle. Your diamond, your triangle. Here, for when you see a top view. If you're looking at a top view of a torso, then you have that diamond here. It's just how it is. there, arm, other part of the arm. So that like that. So let me show you how I got this. Where's my paper? First of all, you kind of see it in your head, and you know, if you see, if you're an avid comic book reader and you're looking at the pictures constantly, then you'll see the kind of position you kind of want, and then you just sketch it out the best you can. If you can't, then look at the picture itself and just copy it as best you can. Once you draw something over and over and over, it just comes out. It's like signing your name. You've done it so many times, you can close your eyes and be in a dark room and make your signature. So same thing, you just tweak it a little bit. Like this one, you can bring the arm down here somewhere, or you can bring this arm up higher. It depends on the position you actually want. Let's say if he had a sword in his hand, it would cut across him like this. The arm would come down, and the fist would be here, and the sword would be there. And he could be swinging on a rope, so that arm could be a little higher, and it could be swinging. So as I say, it all, once you get a position, you can always tweak it to make it better or to change it into something else that you want. So there is no real new positions, shall we say. I mean, with the number of comic books and the number of pages and the number of company and the number of years that people have been drawing, there are no new real positions. So if somebody says, oh, that's a Captain America stand or that's a Spider-Man swing, not really. It's just that the person that drew Spider-Man put him in that position. So you can't say, oh, I can't draw like that because that's the same way Spider-Man swings. If you put him in a Spider-Man costume, then that becomes Spider-Man. But if you put him in your character's costume, that's how your character is swinging. So don't stress the small things. Draw, be happy, keep moving on. So how I got that, let me show you this. It's more of a perspective. So if I were going to draw a snowman, 3-ball snowman, from the top it would be like that, or from straight on it would be like that. And I'm looking straight at it. So here's my center line. So if I drew it, if I had a drone or whatever and I flew above it and I'm looking down at it, it would look like this. Like that. And here's my center line. Here you have your top ball, your second ball, and your third ball. And I just made it extra big so you can see what I'm saying. So to meet somewhere in the middle, you would have to do this. You have your first one, your second one is going to come through like that, and your third one is going to come through like that, leaving your center line right here. So that's how you would lean your character over if you're drawing your character. The same thing, if this was his 3 parts of the body, you have your your torso, your waist, and your hips. Those are the 3 main pieces. All of them round. Remember that. So when you fly above it, it's going to be round. It's going to look, well, you're not going to see too much of the bottom. You're not going to see any of the bottom because this is always wider. So looking down at it, you won't see any of this. But if you turn it to the side, you would do the torso, you would do the waist, and then you would do the hips. Like that. Almost kind of rounded off. So this would be my center line here. And I'll turn this into that upside down house. And then of course your head would be right here. It's a simple process once you learn how to do it. And then you just know where your chest is. Your chest is going to be more the center of your torso. And because your chest comes out, drawing it from the side, your chest is going to come out like this. And goes up, and here's your delt, here's your arm. So your abs are going to be tucked under that, so you won't see any of this. I'm glad you can see that because I thought I was off camera. So when you're going down, you're going to see your chest. So your chest is going to come out like this. Well, let me throw the delts in here. These are the delts because that's the next step. It's not going to be all the way around because you're looking down at it. So it's going to be shaped like this. That's kind of messed up with the chest here. So you won't see the abs because, as I said, they're tucked below the chest. And here's that diamond I always say to do because this is your shoulder muscles. And this is your delts here. So as I said, you won't see it. If you tilt it over a little bit more, then you'll see some of that rib cage, shall we say. Depends on how much you tilt it. You might see the first set of abs. Then you might see your waist, which would be here, and then you will see some of your hips, which would be there. And then of course you put your legs however you want to put your legs, like that. And then of course your arms. Now with this one, his arms are neutral, shall we say. So they're just right at his side, like that. So they would be going down. Now, if you took it from the top, if you looked at this from the top, this thing here. One day I'm going to learn how to speak and draw at the same time. Here's your head. Here's your chest. Let me take the head off. Unnecessary. Torso. Thank you. Torso. Here is your torso. Here are your delts. Right here. Here's your chest. And the other delt, and then your back. Remember, it sucks in because you have your spine here. It's going to be shaped like that. Now, if you put your arms to the back, like he was flying like that, if you throw your arms going backwards, this delt and that delt, it would shape like this. It would shape. That shape would turn to more like this. Here's your chest. Here's your diamond, and your delts would be going back. So I'm putting the head here just because if I want to put the arms back like he's falling or he's jumping down, he's coming down on somebody, like that, and his fist, and let's just say this is Wolverine coming down on top of somebody, and then that's what you would see. You would see minus the head. Let's just say here's the chest. Here's your delt. Here's the butt muscle in your back, because you're pushing it together. When you're straight, you're coming and you're pushing that center part together. And then here's your other delt. And then there's your chest, so your arm is like this. Like that. Now you can put the head here or wherever. I'm not gonna worry about the head. Now you might be able to see some of the rib cage right here. Maybe, maybe not, depending on how high of an angle you're looking at it. If so, you would just do a little bit of rib cage here, maybe a tiny bit of crotch, and then you can have a leg bending down like this. So now this guy's jumping down from a ceiling, about to cut somebody. And then you can put the head up or down, however you want to put the head, like that. But the whole purpose is, this is your delts coming back, and then your collarbone here. Collarbone ends at that point, and then you have that shoulder muscle right there, which comes into your back. So same thing. So when you pull that arms back, is going to be shaped like this, like that. Let me do a big pen just because maybe it'll be thicker. Like that, you have that shape. So same thing, if you were, I'm glad it didn't go through. If you were, let me move this just because, if you were doing like a blast, a power blast, and I'll keep this here, it would be the opposite way. So pencil, it would be like this. This is your torso, and you're looking down, your head is here, and your delts, instead of being on the side, it would be more to the front. Chest, delts. So that arm would be here. The other arm would be here. And then you have your hand, however your hand would be shaped. Wait, that's up. Come on, Brian, draw right. Like that is your thumb, finger, 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 like that. So you could be doing that crazy mega power blast. So your the diamond would be more coming to the front, because this is the center of your delt, which actually goes to your back, goes into the back, and the back wouldn't be sucked in like this. It would be stretched kind of like the opposite way. Your chest would be compressed because you're bringing your arms forward. Like that. And then as I said, there's your delt, and then your head would be here. And if we were looking straight down, this is what you would see. You might see the feet here, but if you angle it just a little bit more, you would see some of the chest or the rib cage part. You probably wouldn't see the crotch. You might see part of the leg here, another leg here, depending on if the legs were spread or not. And then you would see the foot like that. But when something like that, you don't want to see the bottom part of Power Blast because your feet would be back. You would have to put your foot almost back to keep you from being pushed back by the force of your blast. So you wouldn't see the feet unless it was just a weak blast. It's just awkward. It doesn't show power. Like if I was pushing a door open, my feet would have to be, as I say, in the back somewhere to give me that force to hold that door or to be able to push against that door. So basically it should just stay pretty much like that without seeing the feet. Maybe you can see just a little bit of stomach, but other than that, you wouldn't want to see too much. You wouldn't want to see any feet unless the leg was coming back and the foot was actually being pushed, or he's using that balance to keep himself from going back, and that other knee would be forward. But when I get on the legs, we're getting on the torso and the shoulder, the delts. Why? I'm just going to start using, what are those words? Subtitles. It'll probably make it easier. So, okay, back to this. I think I covered everything I wanted to show you with that because that's the hard part. So let me work on this a little bit more, and then we'll go into the speed drawing for detail. So you have that. Your arms come underneath that. The muscle comes out. You have a little bit of your tricep, bicep, tricep, elbow, and it curves around. And then however you put the hand, whether you can do a fist or open hand. Let's do an open hand. And this one could be a fist or open hand. One fist, one open hand. It could work. Bend that fist down. He could be, as I say, he could be holding something. If you make a fist, he could be swinging on a rope. But you'd have to angle the rope just right for that body. So he's not going to be swinging. He's not going to be holding on to anything. It's just going to be kind of like a jump, like maybe he's twisting in midair. So actually, let's see if I brought this head down a little bit more because I don't want him looking directly at me. So if I brought this head down into the neck more, he would be like looking down. Or I could angle the head to where he's looking that way. But since his body's twisted, it would be best to angle it and turn it this way more down and this way. Again, your tricep right. There you go. Right here. The bicep line here. And then your diamond here. As I say, your muscle comes right here and it goes in the back of the neck. And that stops here. And this could, and let me use a pencil because anytime I get too many colors or too many lines with one color, I like to switch colors. And then the chest. And this chest is going back more so it won't have this bit of a bulge, and where it comes in here is where your delt kind of cuts around. So you have this and that. So you have just a little bit of your that rib cage part showing. You have more here because of the angle. You would have, and I'm directing all of the to this side. You'd have more of the waist going here because I'm turning him like that. And then you have your crotch there, which goes up, and then your leg comes up into that like that. So where did I stop that line at? So many lines. This is the problem when I'm saying you have so many lines, it's kind of hard to keep up. So now that I shrunk that leg or that thigh, I'm gonna have to make it shorter. Roll it up like that. Now with this, you can easily, you could bring, say like this leg, I'll do a pencil, it's easier to erase. You can bring this leg out more. Here's the knee. Like that. It could be like, now see that turns almost into a run because that leg is bent and his foot is here. It could be more of a, if somebody shot at him like this, he dodged by throwing his arms up and stepping to the side. And this one, which I'm still gonna have to probably make shorter, we'll see. You can have that other foot right here. So as I say, by doing one position, you can slightly change it and turn into several other positions. So as I say, there's not one, what is that? What was I saying? There's no what positions. All positions have been used to death. So because, and I say that because somebody wrote me one day and I did a thing and he said that's a nice Superman position. And one day I actually saw I think it was a Jim Lee cover or something where Superman was coming out of some rubble, and I was like, oh, that's why the guy said that. So yeah, but there are no real new positions, period, anywhere. And let me stop this because this is blurred on my screen and restart it because this camera that I bought, after a few, maybe like 20 minutes or so, it'll blur, and then sometimes when I edit it, when I see it in editing, it's clear, but to me it's blurred, and I don't like to look at blurred stuff. So let me stop this real quick and restart it. All right, that's a little better for me. Now, the only reason I'm not going to keep this like this is because one, it's not what I wanted it to be, and two, it's going off the paper. So, but just by showing you that, and as I said, by showing you how to tweak something, you can change it one position into a whole new position. And as I was saying about, I could put like the arm here. And I did a video on where I did one of my drawings and I changed it into like, I think it turned out, I think I said like 16 different positions, but actually it would have been like 32 different positions by changing it, because I could have this here, which I'll take this delt down by me not looking at it. I can see some little mistakes, and I can have this hand here. So by having this hand, or this part of the arm, and this hand here, that's a whole new drawing in itself. But if you get the torso right, and that would be nice, a guy with 4 arms, that would be a nice little drawing, this particular drawing. If you get the torso right, then the rest is just, it's simple. It's just where am I going to place the arms at? And a lot of times me drawing, that is the hard part for me. Where would I put the arms and the legs to make it look more exciting? So that would be nice if I erased these 2 arms and kept those. That's kind of tight, but it changes the whole thing. And as I said, I started out with this, so I'm going to erase the foot. And that can still be a run position without the foot. As I say, he's dodging those bullets or energy blasts or whatever that's coming at him. And let me get my eraser, which is what it was meant to do with. I don't know, I can't find it. So, there it is. This is the other one. And anyway, it's getting small. I'm going to open up a new eraser eventually. So, if you are drawing this, you now have, I hate that, when the paper bends, you now have several other options of drawings that you can do. And all right, so I want to make this leg a little bit bigger. And see, this is the part where you walk away from your drawing and then come back and see what's wrong. As I said, these delts might be a little big for me. And so the rest will be done in the whole speed drawing thing. And I have to find some new music because, yeah, I've got some, but I've just used them to death. And I've been lazy about finding new music to use for my videos. Just being straight lazy. So I really did like these hands, the way these arms are coming. But as I said, that's not what I was doing. What is that? Not Street Fighter or one of the guys like, get over here. Something. And the big Gorgo, whatever his name is, the 4-arm guy. Or was it 6 arms? So anyway, Mortal Kombat, yeah. That was a whole new speed drawing position in itself. So let me pull this arm back a little bit because it got a little too long. Because I shrunk the delts. So this, and this is about right here. So the arm is there, bicep. And then I will just do an open hand because I will do an open hand. And this is another thing that I used to do a lot of times when I did hands. I would just do like this. Here's my arm. Do this little piece here, and then I'll put my thumb on this corner, and then my fingers like that, and you put the second finger here, third finger here. And this is just by doing this whack little triangle. It makes it easier to do fingers, especially hand, especially when you're drawing a small picture like this. But if you're doing a large picture, then you're going to have to go ahead and do it right. But when you're doing small pictures like that, this triangle, jacked up little triangle, is just really good for that purpose. And then you have your wrist, thumb, your wrist, thumb, your palm. This is your wrist right here. And it's just good. And I usually don't draw four fingers. It just throws it off when you have that 4th finger there, because that little baby finger usually tends to hide behind something, you know, the other fingers. So, and if you actually look at this, it is a bit of a kind of that triangle shape. It's this shape here. Your wrist is just this, and it comes down like that. Because as I said, your thumb is going to come out here. As I'm saying, your thumb is going to come out here. This is your palm, and then this is your fingers reaching. You have the high one there, third one there, and then the low one there. Because this meat here, this piece and this web covers your palm. So the angle of your hand determines whether you're going to see this palm or not. But a lot of times when you're blasting somebody, you rotate it, you just see this web, and then that baby finger actually disappears. So this is why I always do 3 fingers, because that 4th finger, if you bring that 4th finger down, it looks kind of weird. But that web does cover most of your hand. You might see a little bit here, but again, that looks weird. And if I'm doing a blast or something, it's going to cover up this little web part anyway. So yeah, just a quick tip for the hand tutorial. And that's one thing somebody said, they appreciated all the tips that I give on my drawings. And I always say knowledge is like 70% and skill is like 30, 70, 80, 90. Yeah, my math sucks. So, because you can have all the skill in the world and not know what to do with it, but you can have a little bit of skill and a great lot of knowledge, and then take that little bit of skill and just blow up. So yeah, my tip for the day. Yeah, okay, so this is the position, minus the hands. I'll do something with the hands. Maybe I'll put the 2 fingers and the thumb going back like that, and the fist. Either I could do the fist, or I could do the hand going back and put the thumb down here, and just kind of like keep, because he's got one hand open, he has the other hand open, and this is more, the fist would be more of an attack, he's more an aggressor, and this one, because he had the hand open, this would be more of maybe trying to avoid or get away, or he's flying and he saw something and he turned his head like, oh, there they are down there. So yeah, you can have the head looking straight, you can have the head looking up, you can have the head looking that way, and everything, every little thing that you changes actually changes your mood. I don't want to say mood, but for whatever reason this person is in this particular pose, there's a reason. As I say, he could be flying and then he just decided to stop because he saw something, or with the fist bent, he could be flying and he saw somebody that he's about to attack. And I'm just changing this leg a little bit to pull it back a little bit more. So it'd be more in the back. More in the back, yeah. More back behind him. So if I did the other foot here, the other part of the leg, other foot here, it kind of makes it awkward, like he fell off something and he's flapping, you know, because he's going to land. So again, slight little changes your whole picture. So enough of my talking and giving this great information. I'm gonna go ahead and ink this, and then I will see you guys after inking it. Am I gonna put a background to it? I really don't know what kind of background to put to this, so maybe not. So okay, we'll just go ahead and ink this and then call this video a day. There you have it, this jumping, flying position. Give this a try, as I said, and change some of your arms around, or just draw any position really, and then change the arms and legs around, and then see what you get. So hopefully you guys got what I was showing you, and I was able to explain what I was trying to explain. I think I did a pretty good job on this one. I said I was going to start slowing down and try to explain more, like actually how I actually got these positions, or what steps I take to get these positions. So hopefully I think that was a good one. So with that, I will call this one quits, and there's nothing else I can think about right now that I wanted to say. So yeah, other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, this is a little bonus piece that I wanted to just throw in there. This was a video I did, I think maybe it was the last video, 2 videos back, about drawing a Hulk type character. And this was because a subscriber asked me how to draw big characters. And this is not the Hulk. A lot of people wrote in, is like, that's not the Hulk, that's not the Hulk. And it's not the Hulk. This was just to show people how to draw a bulky character, because usually in comics you have your leader, you have your female, you have your little fighter scrapper guy, and then you have your big guy that carries either the big weapons or fight the big monsters. And this video was just basically to show you how to draw from a small character and then turn it into a ginormous character. So that's what this is. It's not me drawing the Hulk, and so don't say it doesn't look like the Hulk, because it's not the Hulk. It's just showing you how to do the bigger, thicker muscles, and the difference between drawing the small superhero to your giant rock-crushing hero or villain or enemy or whatever. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to explain to that one, because I got a lot of emails on that. So yeah, that's just a bonus. And I'm out.